So the theory is about free will, and I take the chakras as a as a concept for now to look at free will. And as scholars, today, as I told you already, they like neuroscientists, they say we don't have free will, we only have free action.
Mm-hmm.
And if you apply this, for example, to the chakras, I would put the free will at the third chakra, the Manipura, because it's
Mm-hmm.
associated with fire. And fire is for me is
Yeah.
always the willpower. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And free action would I associate it with the Anahata chakra, An
The heart chakra.
the heart chakra,
Mm-hmm.
because it is from where we act when we act freely. It's
Mm-hmm.
more out of the heart, and yeah, that's how I would associate it. And from that, if we apply this to all chakras, if we have, you know, like a like we talked about before, like free will is a scale, yeah, and we have to
Mm-hmm.
cultivate it. So then you go up within. If you have free will, you can freely act, right? And also it goes from the lowest to the highest, it becomes more free. So for example, if we associate the third eye with thinking, we can
Mm-hmm.
think very freely. Yeah, there's not a lot of boundaries we have, as there are famous songs about it. Only the thoughts are free. We have this really famous song in Germany. It's beautiful, and
Okay.
it talks about that. And then we go down
Mm-hmm.
and we associate the throat chakra with speaking and talking and language. There we can talk really free, but we have boundaries because we don't know all the languages. We can't speak all the languages, and maybe we don't have the right words. Yeah, so we can't express it super freely, whatever we want to express. But in the thought, in the higher chakra, in the higher step, we are more free. And then, or it goes down to the acting, and then we are limited by our body, and we have less freedom. And the same goes when we go down for the free will. And then I would associate with the navel chakra. I would associate
Yeah.
the water, the emotions, where we are even less freer, because emotions is more like a reacting we have in us. Yeah. And then we go one chakra down, it's only the instincts, the movings, the in what we are not free at all, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
this is imprinted in our DNA, in our bodies, and in whatever to act a certain way.
Yeah. This is good theory, man. This everything. I mean, it makes sense for me, and this also reminds me of what I've read in one of these books on Kundalini. The book is literally called Kundalini Tantra by Swami Satyananda Saraswati or Vyaskas of Yoga.
Mm,
It says that those whose Kundalini is still stuck under the Manipura chakra or the solar plexus chakra, the stomach chakra, navel chakra,
mm,
they believe that free will does not exist.
mm.
And those who have transcended this chakra, for only them, um, they believe that free will does exist. No, yeah, no, it makes sense when you said. I mean, how you came to this is I don't know how you came to this. I think you
Yeah.
linked fire with this, yeah. Since
No,
the
I
stomach is
I
well,
um
fine.
I practice a mantra every day. I told you
Okay.
before about it. It's we call it the Vahishta Mantara,
Mm-hmm.
and it's supposed to mean the best
Vashishta mantra.
Vahishta mantra. Yeah.
Vahist or Vasist?
Um, I don't know.
Okay, let's crop this part. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we call it the
Mm-hmm.
Vahishta Mantra, what is supposed
Mm-hmm.
to mean the best mantra in Persian, I
Uh-huh.
guess. And yeah, it talks a lot about this. It goes um it talks about what we are, and it goes from I am at the beginning of the mantra. I am what I am. At the end of the mantra, it's a really long one. The last
Mm-hmm.
sentence is I am you. So it
Mm-hmm.
goes from the innermost,
Ich bin du. Yeah.
right, to the outermost, that we recognize ourselves again in the other. And
Yeah.
in this mantra, there are several steps, sentences, whatever. And from this, I kind of recovered or developed this theory that it's like we could see it only as a thought concept. It doesn't have to be exactly that way. And I'm sure like free speech will interact with free emotions and also with the thoughts and also with the acting. It's always interlinked and all come together. But as a first concept of thoughts, a theory, we could say there's a step going up. Like only when we have free will, we can freely act. When we freely act, we can freely speech. When we freely speak, we can think free. And if we think, we can think free. It goes again into the theory, into the Samkhya philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when we think free, when we put our consciousness in this space here, it goes there, and from this only can go more up. And in the mantra, it would be then when we reach the higher point of the free thinking, we come to the free being, and only
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
enlightenment was this kind of stuff happening.
Pretty cool, man. And about free thinking, free action. Uh, uh, this book, it's called Serpent Power by John Woodruff. That Sushant recommended us,
Yeah.
and I've been reading this book. And the third eye chakra. It says that the third eye is called the Agya chakra, and Agya means command. It's like from a
Mm,
king to a from a superior to a to a subordinate.
mm,
Agya, like command, literally means command. And it says from if you focus on your third eye chakra, you can hear instructions from your true self on what to do next.
mm,
Now, I don't know how you're gonna link this to free thinking, because I don't know if intuition can be called free thinking.
mm, mm. Yeah,
And
I
here,
would.
it how it defines intuition is through a command from your true self, like from your inner self to your
Mm,
gross self to your lower mind, from your higher mind to the lower mind.
right.
This is where you get the instruction, which is why it is called Agya Chakra, the third eye chakra.
Man, that makes absolutely sense. Um,
Yeah.
I would I wouldn't say it's only located at this, like the intuition, because I think intuition we feel in our whole body sometimes. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not linked to that point, or it's not only in this location, but it very much makes sense if we compare the chakras to the inner endocrine glands. Um, these glands we have in our body who produces chemicals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And there are also seven. And
Mm.
in the brain there are two. There's well, a lot of people talk about the no, the epiphyse, the how you say it, a pineal gland.
Pineal gland, yeah. Yeah.
Yes. And there's another one. It's called the hippogland. It's connected to our hippocampus, and
Okay.
the hippogland commands or regulates all other glands.
Uh-huh.
And this is associated also with the third eye, the
Yeah,
hippo
yeah, yeah, yeah,
gland.
true.
So in
Yeah,
this
and
only physical sense, it makes absolutely sense to compare it with commanding, because this is where it's happening in our body. And
mhm.
as we know, everything is connected, as above as so below. So it only makes sense to put the same principles to the thought, or to the thought process, or to life itself, to living, to being. Mm.
All right, man. That's good. That's good observation.